Issue 5 of the Boom Studios Power Rangers series came out today, and it was quite a different comic to what we are used to. It followed a western, cowboy gangster type vibe with a touch of Power Rangers, which, if I'm honest, I think worked fantastically. I will get to my full thoughts on this issue at the end, but for now, let's recap what happened. The issue starts with Jason and Zack heading into what's clearly a western-style town on the planet Onyx. Jason says that they were warned by Draken that the locals here really do not like Power Rangers, so morphing must only be done if it's absolutely necessary. When inside the saloon, they bribe the bartender into telling them where Fendrick Prot is. The bartender obliges and tells them to follow the bloodstains on the floor, which came from the last person that he sent that way. This of course takes them to who they want, and I'm assuming he, is playing some sort of card game called Zinter, I think. Zack convinces Jason to let him play for the converter that they are after. Then back on the ship, Draken is telling Trini about the planet Onyx, and how it's a place where bad people go before they do bad things. Trini asks Draken about his evil doings, how he destroyed the Rangers, killed Zordon and Rita, and yet still continued to try and conquer more. Why would he do that? He responds with a story about how he trusted a homeless woman while he was also homeless. They were to watch each other sleep as he himself had not slept properly for a while, but she ended up stealing his wallet and shoes while he slept, explaining that there is always someone waiting to prey on you, so while you have the power, you should get your fill. Trini explains that her world's Tommy went through the same thing but didn't let it change him. Draken laughs it off, explaining that things aren't always black and white. You can often be faced with tough choices, ones where anyone can become the monster in somebody else's story. I absolutely love that speech from Draken. Back to the card game, Zack thinks he has won when Prot reveals he has a Zinter. However, Zack believes that to be impossible, but Prot quickly pulls a gun, claiming that he won fair and square. Before the fight can escalate, Astronomer appears and severs his arm. She claims that she wants to take out the Rogue Rangers. The fight breaks out. We find out that Prot was in fact cheating, and Zack and Jason are forced to morph. The fight soon moves to the outside, but SPD officers arrive and break it up. Of course, at this point in time, Zack and Jason have absolutely no idea who SPD are. Then back on the ship with Trini and She, or 11, or however it's supposed to be pronounced, I still haven't had a definitive answer, we get a pretty big possible lore drop. It's revealed that they found someone from 16,000 years ago that claimed to have a vision of the birth of the universe. This is all, of course, just through a hologram of some sort. This person sees 3 messengers of primary colours, so it seems as though these were perhaps the first morphin masters, or the emissaries. I'm not 100% sure what they meant with this, but I think it's along those lines. Now back on SPD Onyx, Jason, Zack and Astronomer are being held captive. Jason is interrogated, and he is asked about the location of Lord Draken. He responds with, "Who's Lord Draken?" But the officer quickly pulls up a video message from Zordon explaining that he, Zack and Trini and Draken are all war criminals and need to be brought to justice. They threaten to send them back to Earth to explain to Zordon himself. Next, Zack and Astronomer are shown sharing a cell. She tells him that her life goal is to destroy the Rangers because they murdered her entire family. It quickly breaks out into a physical confrontation that's eventually broken up with a laser fence thing. Finally, back at the ship, we see a mysterious cloaked man sneaking around outside. If you're a Power Rangers fan, of course you already know who this is. Plus, he's on the cover. But Draken confronts him and fights him, before even finding out anything about him. As Trini arrives to back Draken up, the man reveals himself to be none other than Ecliptor, who states that they can help each other out. And that's it. Overall, I really enjoyed this issue. It felt like a breath of fresh air, to be honest, and it was so nice to see the other characters involved in what is essentially a Mighty Morphin era story. Personally, Ecliptor is one of my favourite Power Ranger villains ever, and his design clearly works very, very well on the pages of a comic. So I'm super excited to see where they go with him. Hopefully seeing him and Astronomer teaming up with the Omega Rangers and Draken works well, as that is the perfect anti-hero team. Let me know your thoughts on this issue in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching, may the power protect you, and I will see you next time on the 6th Ranger.